Hello everyone, just a next edition of my video notes on my current weaving project. This is a series of 15 yards of Waffle Weave tea towels. I'm using a warp set at 20 ends per inch, 2 per dent and a 10 dent reed. And I'm using an 8-2 cotton for it, and I'm crossing it with a bouclè cotton to make just nice fuzzy, bumpy, absorbent tea towels. And just a couple things I've done a little different, trying out. Kind of, this is the edge of one tea towel. This of course is my human error where I did a slaying mistake or a mistake in the heddles, and I've slayed an extra heddle in there and discovered it too late, and I realized, well, I am human and not perfect, and so that'll just be part of it. What I've done with the hem, the white here is the cut line between two of the towels, so it's just 4 shots of a Shetland wool that'll pull out when I cut. But I've shot an extra shot of bouclè cotton 2/3 of the way up the hem and 2/3 of the way down from the bottom, and that's just given my first fold line when I'm ironing later to do the rolled hem for each of these tea towels, and so that'll help kind of automatically mark that for me. My legend stick there, kind of letting me know how far I've gone and how far I need to go for each of the towels to keep them consistent. What I've done that's just a little bit fun is, here's my draft for the Waffle Weave. As you can see, kind of the main body of the towel is in there, and I've put it on. I'm fortunate to have 12 shafts to play with, and I've decided to give myself kind of instead of using a floating selvage, I've given myself a plain weave selvage using a couple of my extra shafts. And so up here I've slayed 8 shots at the front and at the back, or I guess at the left and the right of all of the heddles that are just going to do a plain weave. And then in the drawdown, kind of the main square is the Waffle Weave. And then these 2 frames I've just alternated on the main Waffle Weave pattern to give myself every time they've been slayed, it'll just give me a plain weave up there. And then for the plain weave for the hems, I've just used some extra petals to give myself a plain weave over on that end. And so what that ends up looking like, if I take you down to one of my favorite views underneath, is you get to see all of the tea towels, and that's about 30 feet of tea towels so far. And then all it gives you, if I can get in close enough, is it gives you a plain weave hem or a plain weave selvage, and you don't need to use a floating selvage. So it's just been handy to do. And so then I'm just going to do a little bit of weaving on this next tea towel, and we'll call that a note. So I've come across on 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 feet for 5, 6, 7, and back down. 6, 5, switch feet for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I do what I can to always stop coming back down the pattern on number 2. So I always start the next shot on number 1. And so as we can see there, if I pull out my measuring tape, you can see that, but that's probably what, about 3.5 inches we just did there in that couple of minutes there. And if I bring you in just a little closer, see the temple stretching it out nice, but you can see kind of there's that plain weave selvage right next to the floats for the waffle weave. And so no floating selvage, and just a little plain weave border on both sides of the loom. Anyways, happy winter, everyone. Talk to you again. Okay, so towels are off the loom. You can see, get in there, there's the selvage with the plain weave as you get into the waffle weave, and you can tell if that wasn't there, these floats would be right at the edge, which give us a really significantly distorted selvage edge. As it is, it's fairly good. Some of the bumps that we're seeing there is more about the bouclè than it is about the selvage, though there is a little bit of tension stuff that we're seeing kind of in that selvage. And then I was curious with putting the spreaders on the waffle weave, what it would do to it. And so we've ended up with, kind of bring it up to the tape here. Coming off the loom, it's, before being hemmed, it's 29 inches by, let's call it 18.5 wide. And so it has come in a little bit from the 20 inches in the reed down to 18.5, and come in a little bit, but it's fairly big. Magical thing happened though, of course, with washing it, just coming out of the dryer, and so it's still a little wrinkly. The waffle weave did its magic in the finishing. You can see where I did the embroidery. It has worked out just beautifully in there. And then the texture coming out of this cloth is just amazing. And so it's waffled right up. Oh, there's the thread I need to snip. So spreading it out here. So we went from a 29-inch width, and now it's been hemmed, so that'll be a 29-inch length. Hemmed would bring us down to about 28, and we've gone from 28 inches, and we're now down to 21 inches. That's how much the waffle weave has shrunk in there. And the width, we said, what, 18.5 before washing and finishing. We're down to 15 inches. And so just a very nice, soft cotton. It's going to become an excellent hand towel, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with all of that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and have good weaving.